I started recording this, and of course he's fucking licking himself. And I'm like a little bit blind, so I couldn't tell until I turned on the camera. There he goes. I think I'm just feeling a lot. So I thought it'd be nice to chat about it. We just got done with kind of the Christmas celebrations. It is December 27th. I was just thinking about how like this time of year I'm really vulnerable to kind of feeling disappointed, not in like people or anything like that, but just kind of there's like so much hype and like expectation for the day. And like even when I think that I'm going into it without that, there's just something about the kind of combination of like this really celebrated holiday paired with like seeing family kind of for the first time in a while that just really kind of sets me up for this, like, I don't want to say like, yeah, I'm not feeling like bad, but just kind of, yeah, just it's almost like I have expectations without realizing it, and then they're not met, and then I'm disappointed or whatever else. And it's like for the things that maybe I was less excited about, rather than having like an optimistic attitude about it, I feel like I just regard them as things that I'm not as excited about, and like those don't disappoint, but you know, I'm putting all my eggs in the basket of the moments that I'm expecting to happen that like don't, or whatever else. So in this instance, I'm kind of left to my own devices at my parents' house. I was kind of thinking like I'd come back from my fiance's parents' house for like a night to get some like time with my brother and my parents. And I did, because we went bowling yesterday, but I think it just like wasn't really my idea of quality time. I think my idea of quality time is like being able to just kind of like sit and chit chat, which I get, that's not everyone's. But anyway, I was kind of hoping that this morning would be that time. Although I didn't think about the fact that my dad was working, so oops. But to have at least with like my brother and his girlfriend or my mom, but they all had plans this morning. And it's just a little disappointing. Like, I don't blame them, because I've had plans at various points throughout the week and the holiday season too. But I guess just kind of like thinking the morning is going to go one way and kind of planning things around it, but maybe not communicating any of these ideas or plans. So like when comes time to experience it, like other people have gone about their own lives, understandably. But I don't know. I think that in the grand scheme of the holidays this year, like this is pretty small potatoes, but I'm just having a weird holiday. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm overly negative, and I guess I'm just not, I don't have like the same kind of mental guardrails up. And what I mean by mental guardrails are like, you kind of have like the thought patterns ready to kind of combat, if you're like me, some of the like self-criticism that you're kind of predisposed to. So like, I don't know, I guess because I just like work on that kind of stuff in my day-to-day routine life, then I have kind of this like mental toughness, because I have kind of tried to figure out which thoughts can kind of combat the overly self-critical ones, and like have just kind of like practiced a little bit more the kind of mind management. But you know, when the holidays come and I'm kind of introduced to like less familiar environments, less familiar people, I say like less familiar, it's literally my family, but like people who I'm not around all the time, like I just don't have those same guardrails up. And so like I feel like when I kind of experience the like self-criticism post hangout, I'm less in the habit, I'm less in like practice of kind of like talking myself off of the ledge, which I apologize for the crude expression, I just for lack of a better one. But yeah, so it just ends up being like a lot mentally. And it's like, that's even with like being around, it's like my friends and family are pretty laid back people. And it's just, it's so layered, because it's like, you've got the thing. So I'm feeling like all the self-criticism about whatever I did or said. And then I'm self-critical about like being overly self-critical and just being like head case. And I feel like neurotic and crazy. And I'm like, well, everyone around me is so fucking chill, but then I'm like so in my head. But I don't know, it's just kind of weighing on me, especially heavy this holiday season. I'm not fully sure why, but it is. Maybe because we're in the midst of planning the wedding, and that's kind of a lot. Maybe because it's the first time, I think it's both the first time my family has all been together for the holidays in a couple of years. It's also the first time I think my friends have all been together for the holidays in a couple of years. We were all just together for a wedding, but so maybe there's just like extra pressure with that, especially because like every time you come back, it's like not the same. Like you don't really have the same traditions. It's not like when you know, are literally growing up and traditions are the same, because like no one's lives are changing all that much. You know, as you get older, your lives move on, you like establish roots somewhere else. Like you come home and like things inevitably change because you just, you know, live here. So you can't prioritize people in the same way that you used to be able to, or whatever else. Anyway, I wanted to record because I thought there might be some value in this. Somewhere in the sea of this reflectiveness, I'm like feeling sad right now. I think it'll pass. I'm kind of trying to allow myself to like mourn whatever it is my brain is like feeling like it's missing, whatever I'm feeling like I'm missing, trying to sort that out, figure out what it actually is as well. But yeah, it's just like, man, I've been so in my fucking head, and I just like, I feel so negative and critical, both of myself like and of others. And it's like, I feel like every conversation I want to have is me like complaining about the wedding planning process or just like anything else. And I just feel like I'm such a drag to be around, which doesn't help. It just makes me more negative. And like no one has told me as much. I just feels that way. It's so hard. I hate that culturally we do this thing where we like kind of guilt ourselves for not being like grateful enough. Because, you know, it's like I talk about things, I complain about things, and I'm like, oh, people are probably listening to me being like, why are you, like, you're complaining about this thing, like, you've got so much going for you, like, so much great things. It's like, I know, and yet I want to complain. And it's just, like, it's not a productive or healthy kind of state of mind, and, like, I wish I were less beholden to, like, the hypothetical criticisms that people have of me. But I think because they're criticisms I have of myself. So like part of me thinks that like, no, that's like bullshit. Like, I don't know, kind of guilting yourself for like not being grateful enough is certainly not a path towards gratitude. So maybe don't bother with it. But then on the other side, I'm like, oh, but maybe all this complaining means I'm like not focusing enough on like the things I can be grateful for or appreciative of or whatever else. But then again, I feel like another part of me is like, no, I can hold both. I can hold both, like kind of like negativity, pessimism, like disappointment, whatever else. And like kind of with all that said and understood, like it doesn't negate all the things I'm grateful for, happy about. Yeah, it's just weird. Max said something to me the other day, which I thought was kind of funny, where he was like, yeah, I feel like you're always kind of like in your head when we're seeing family, and you're always like feeling kind of negative or self-critical or whatever else. He was like, and then we go back to our normal lives and you reflect on it much more positively. It's like, so in hindsight, I'm like, oh, that was so nice. But when I'm experiencing it, it's like a little bit of brain turmoil, which don't know what that means. So funny. It's just funny to be like home for the holidays. And here I am alone. This house that is not mine. Okay, that's it. Look how fucking cute I was. Austin's cute too, I guess, but look how fucking cute. What happened? From the future with another dispatch because I did not record an outro. You could probably tell, but when I started filming this video, I did not go into it with a plan. And so it just kind of ended up being like a little bit of like a winter break recap. I hope you enjoyed. I hope if you can relate at all to the feelings I was expressing for the majority of the video. I hope it offered some solace, and I hope you have a good cry later. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Mackenzie. This is my channel, Think Too Much. I will catch you in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed.